MCQs. Consider the following statements. Which of the above statements are correct? Public key encryption. Now, these are the exam questions. Understand the depth of the exam questions now. Public key encryption. What is that? Asymmetric, the symmetric. The public key again? Asymmetric. Public encryption system. Each pair of communicating entities share single key for encryption and decryption. Harida? Each pair of entities, again, the sender and the receiver, sharing the same key. Ne? Phishing is a type of social engineering attack. Is it? Phishing, we said little while ago, is a social engineering attack often used to steal user data such as username and password. Harida? Phishing will steal username and logging passwords. Is it a social engineering attack? Oh, based on the normal, they don't use any technology, right? Software, they will study yourself and then asking to provide your personal password. As I said that you people know that I have a HNB account. Then you did a certain survey. So you did a certain study about the victim and then arranged in the campaign to get my login password. Social engineering. Somehow studying the simple environment of the victim. And B is correct. See, port scanning is a method which can be used by the attackers to identify open ports or services on a network port. So the backdoor attack, they will scan it and find which are open to continue the attack. Digital signature can be used for email message authentication. Digital signature is that for security or authorization, authentication. Email is digital, that's still fine. Right? Then there are the security, everything is there. Digital signature, public encryption, so that's the level of the exam question. So be ready. Then the next question. Consider the following statements. Which of the above statements are correct? DHCP server. What is the role of the DHCP? Is an IP network dynamically allocates IP addresses to the network devices. They are used to assign IP addresses. That's true. Then DNS servers translates domain names to IP addresses. DNS will translate text name into IP address. Then FTP server cache the recently accessed web pages. Who is caching the recent accessed web pages? Proxy, not the FTP. A and B, 3 is the answer. 7. Consider the following statements. Which of the above statements are correct? TCP is a connection-oriented and reliable protocol. TCP is a good protocol, reliable, connection-oriented, acknowledgement, everything is there. UDP is a connectionless and unreliable protocol. Yes, that's a bad habit. Yes, that's opposite. Then TCP and UDP are transport layer protocols. Yes. And all are correct. Answer is going to be the 5th. 8. In OSI reference model, the network layer responsible for network layer. So in our 7-layered arrangement, please do not take sausage pieces, right? Here we have the network. So network layer is handling data in the form of packets, as well as routing, IP, all are falling on the network layer. Then responsible for node to node, source destination, hop to hop, switch to router, process to process. Process to process kaagada tiyenne? Transport. Switch to router. එහෙම layer එකක් නැහැ. Switch is running under the data link, router is running under the network. So really they are converted by the MAC and the LLC sublayer, right? So here we have LLC and MAC here. So LLC is mapping the data link to the network layer. So that is going under the LLC sublayer. Data links. Node node really a function of data link layer 2. Node to node goes with layer 2. Node to node is of a data link layer. Update කරගන්න. අර ටියුට් එකේ මොනවා අපි පිට සමරි එක ලියන්න කියලා කිව්වේ. මම සමරි එකක් හදන්න කියලා කිව්වා. 7 layered එකේ. ඒකටම දාගන්න data link එකේ node to node delivery. මම හිතන්නේ ඒක දීලා ඇති කොහේ හරි. Under the data link layer, under the description, you can put it as giving a node to node data delivery. Then question number 9. Which of the following indicates the number of host bits and the number of IP addresses represented by class C network? Class C කියන්නේ this is the default one. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. And the last octet is completely 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 host bits are there. Then it has 8 host bits. Then how many number of IP addresses? How many addresses are there? 2 to the power 8 minus 2 to the power 8. 8. A broadcast and network are also IP addresses. And now this is going to give you 256 IP addresses as well as 8 host bits. And our answer is going to be the first. Eva basic things. Then question number 10. To which of the following network class does the IP address belong to? 192. Class C. Okay, swooping questions. Then the question number 11. In OSI reference model, the protocol data unit, PDU. What is protocol data unit? That is focusing on the datagram, right? The word protocol data unit means datagram. We said about datagram, the format. In OSI reference model, the protocol data unit of the network layer, under the network layer, what is the datagram? Packet. And that's going to be the 5th. All right, 2018, the paper 2. Each department needs to have their own local area network. Network administration has received the class C IP address. They are giving us IP address like 192.248.154.0/24. On IP block, it is required to subnet the IP addresses block to satisfy the requirements of each department and allocate IP address to them. Right? Then according to their descriptions, we have to categorize them into 6 departments. Okay, production, accounts likewise. Then the number of computers are also told 25, 30, 18, 30. Right? Then how many IP addresses are available in the IP block? Is that before subnetting or after subnetting? IP block means the given IP block. And now they say that how many IP addresses are there? Then for part 1, it is giving that 24 network bits are there. And what is the subnet mask? Subnet mask is of 255.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how many IP addresses are there? And a number of IP addresses are 2 to the power 8. Why we have 8 host bits? That is 256. Right. Then second one, what do they say? What are the first and the last addresses of the IP block? Of this IP, what is the first and last? So I may write that first IP. Then this is a subnet mask. Under that I may write it. Now, first of all, I'll write the subnet mask properly. The subnet mask is 255.8, 16, and 24 network bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the host bits. Then the IP address is the first IP is this is a network block. 192.248.154, and this is the host bits. They are going to be 0. To go for the first IP, I want to make all the host bits into 0. Isn't that? And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why? Subnet mask will guide you that these are the host bits. And the decimal value is going to be 0. What is the last IP. Last IP is the network remains the same, and all the host bits are going to be made as ones. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in decimal it's going to be 255. Sorry. And then you have to write them properly. The first address, first IP is 192.248.154.0. The last IP is 192.248.154.255. Second part is that. Third one, how many host bits are required to create the required subnet? Now to do this subnetting, how many host bits are required? Then we need to calculate in two ways. One is they have said that there are 6 subnets. And we can continue in that order, or else we can go from the other order, number of host bits. What is the maximum number of hosts per subnetwork? 30 ne? ඔක්කොම 30 වලින් යන්නේ 30 25 18 A level එක යන්නේ. එහෙනම් EC is expecting VLSM or FLSM. Fixed length, the number of hosts are going to be almost the same. එහෙනම් now I may go for that subnetwork equation. Number of subnetworks is 2 to the power m. So they said that this is going to be 6. So that m has to be 3 to make it as 8. Enough. Need 3 subnet bits. How many host bits are required to create the required subnet? Enough. The answer is going to be need 3 bits. 3 bits samay on. After subnetting, write the relevant network, subnet mask, allowed range of IP addresses for each subnetwork. Now you have to do the subnetting work. Oh, මෙතෙන්දි පුතේ ඒක තමයි. දැන් subnet කරාට පස්සේ you put 3 and finally it has to be 5 නේ. හැබැයි question එකේ අහන්නේ your answer is also correct in one angle. හැබැයි අහන්නේ out of this how many host bits are required to do the subnetting. And to create the subnet we need to have 3 bits of the host. එහෙම තමයි මාකස් ස්කීම් එකේ 3 තියෙන 5 නෙවෙයි. 5 කියන එකත් හරි අර ඇන්ගල් එක. ඇයි? සබ්නෙට් කරාට පස්සේ host bits ලා 5යිනේ ඕන. ඒතර මේකට host bits ලා 5ක් තිබ්බනම් සබ්නෙට් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ ඇන්ගල් එකෙන් හිතන්නත් පුළුවන්. එතන සීන් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒතර don't think in that angle. All the time the paper focus on this. Out of the host bits, how much are required to do the subnetting? How many subnets are required to do the subnetting? Subnetting කරන්න කීයක් ඕනද කියලා අහන්න. That means 3. හරි. ඒ වගේ questions අහන්න. After subnetting, write the relevant number of networks. Then we have to do the subnetting. Now I have to go to the subnet mask. New subnet mask. That is 255. So I want to create 3 subnet bits. 1, 2, 3, and then I need to maintain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 host bits. So subnet mask is going to be 224 in decimal. Then we are going to go for the subnet 1, maintaining the subnet bit combination as 3 zeros. Correct. Then I am going to go for the first usable IP. The IP address starts with 192, doesn't change. Then 248, still not changed. 154, still not changed. They have given that as 0. And my first subnet is 0, 0. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. This is going to be 1. Then the last usable IP, one nine two 248 154 123 12345. Then this is going to be a 32, 31, and going to be 30. Then you are going to go for the subnet 2. The other subnet bit combinations are going to be 0, 0, 1. Okay. Now going to be the first usable IP. 192, 248, 154. They are not changing. Same network. Subnet bits are going to be incremented by 1, 0, 0, 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Now 32 plus 1 is going to be 33. Then you are going to go for the last usable IP of them. They are with 192, 248, 154, 0, 0, 1. Same subnet. Host bits are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0. Then 64, 63, 62. Then I can continue the pattern. And from first to last of a single subnet is going to be 30 minus 1, making that as 29 is a difference. Then from last to the next 33 minus 3, the difference is going to be 3. And with that, I may proceed with the table. I have to write this for all the 6 subnets. Then according to the table, we need to have the department number. After that, relevant network address. Network address that is required for the answer. And the subnet mask. And the allocated IP range, or simply a usable IP range. I have to fill them. Then for the first department, D001, the subnet mask is counted like 255, 255, 255, 224. That won't change. The same subnet mask is there for all. IP range, we found that 192, 248, 154.1 to 192, 248, 154.30. This is for the first department. If so, what is the network address? 1 less than the first usable IP. And that's going to be 192, 248, 154.0. Now, the second one, D002, still we computed that. Same subnet mask, 255, 255, 255, 224. Why this is fixed length subnet masking? And the IP range goes like 192, 248, 154, begins with 33. We computed that. And the starting is 33. To 192, 248, 154 to 62. And the network address is 1 less than the first usable IP, 248, 154. This is 33, has to be 32. Then department 3. The difference among these two is 29. We compared that. And from last to the first, 3. And I am adding 3 into this, making that as 192, 248, 154, 65. The difference here is 3. And from first to last, it's going to be 29. Then I'm adding 29 to go for the next level. That is going to be 4 and 9. And 94 is the last. So 192, 248, 154, 94 is the last. Subnet mask is the same. 255, 255, 255, 224. And the network address 192, 248, 154, 1 less than this 64. It is quite time consuming, but you have to do it. Then department 4. So last is 94. We have to add 3 into this, making that as 97. So I don't write the first part. What is the other one? We have to add 29 into this, making that as 6, 126. It goes up to 126, 154, 154, likewise. The subnet mask is the same. Network address is the same .154.96. Hare. Elangata department 5. Adding 3 into this one, going to be 154.129. 29 is added to this one, now to go for the last 8, 5, 1. That is the last 158. Okay. Then this is 192, 128. Subnet mask remains the same. Then the sixth one, adding 3 into this one, 161. Then adding 29 will be this is 0. This is 9, 190. And then that is D006, 160. Then subnet mask is this. Now this is the final IP address table that they expect. This fixed length subnet masking, unfortunately this year we got VLSM. VLSM. Then I'll be ready for that one as well. Part B. The XYZ company links the 5 departments: production, accounts, sales, administration, and maintenance to IT service department and connect those departments to the internet through IT service department. The network has been completed by laying the cables and installing 6 switches, a router, and a firewall. All 6 departments are situated in 6 separate buildings. Administrator allows all subnets to access internet through the proxy. Proxy server and DNS are located in IT service. Draw the labeled network diagram to show the logical arrangement of the component network of the XYZ company by identifying suitable devices and required cables and all the locations. So now we are comfortable with designing the network diagram. Then all the 6 departments we computed are going to be having their own subnetworks. And they have limited us, only 6 switches are given. 6 switches, router and a firewall. The departments are maintaining each and every switch to connect their devices. This is one department. And this is one other department. Hare. Then they say that all the 5 departments are linked to the IT service department. All these 5 are linked to the IT service department. Are they using extra switch at the middle or not? No, altogether 6 switches are given. No extra switches are there. If this is the IT service department, then all these switches should get connected to the switch of the IT service. Switches are connected to the computers. May switch connect to IT service department. Even this switch still going to be connected. This switch connected, and this one still connecting. ඔහොම නෙවෙන්නේ. හරි. Administrator allows subnets to access the internet through a proxy server. And further, above paragraph says that the network has completely laying this thing, all 6 departments. Okay. Administrator allows subnets to access the internet through the proxy. Proxy and the DNS are located in the IT service. And into the IT service, there's a proxy server connected, as well as DNS is connected. If so, where do we have the internet connection? To the subnetworks or to the IT service subnet? IT service is connected to the internet. Proxy is located here. And now the IT service is going to get connected to the internet through a router and then visiting the internet. Right? So then this is going to be the router. We all know that from the router, the local part and the external part is separated. Router can local external separate. If so, they set a firewall as well. We have to keep the firewall internal to the router. A firewall belongs to us. This is a firewall. Correct. Of the company network XYZ company to identify the suitable devices and required cables for the locations. Then we have to identify the cables. What type of cables we need to arrange the subnetworks in order to connect the switches. What type of cables we need? UTP cables. They are the local area network. And here we have to label them as UTP cables, not even STP, right? CAT cables is okay. Then what about the cable connecting switches in each department? They have said that each department is located in a separate building. Did you notice that? The last sentence of the first paragraph, all 6 departments are situated in 6 separate buildings. So site they are in buildings. If so, we can't say that they are of 100 meters, maybe quite away from that. To connect the switches, we have to use what type of cables? Fiber optic cables. On the other way around, the bandwidth here would be more. All these computers are accessing the internet through this connectivity. And this has to be a high bandwidth connectivity. So then generally we expect fiber optic cables here. Okay, common question labeling the type of cables even. Even this is also going to be a fiber optic cable or optical fiber. And these are switches. So then you have the labeling like that. So then better to label everything here. This IT service department. Here we need to have the switch. Still we need to have a switch. And these are fiber optic cables, fine. This is still going to be a switch. And these are going to be UTP cables. හරි ඔය වගේ drawings කොහොමත් තියෙනවම තමයි. ඔතෙන් තේරුම් ගන්න තියෙන දේ තමයි the placing of proxy server should be with the switch connectivity, right? Proxy server මෙතන connect කරන්නේ නැහැ. If so, the proxy server has to have 2 NICs to connect into the one side and the other side. That's another weakness. On the other way around, it is possible to plug the proxy server, DNS server into the switch, which is directly connecting into the internet. ඔච්චරයි කතන්දරේ. Can't keep proxy server somewhere here. මෙහෙ තියන්න බෑ. Directly internet connect කරන sub network එකට තමයි proxy DNS high කරන්න ඕන. What about the DHCP connectivity? If you have a DHCP server, where should I locate it? Is it a must to locate them in this or anywhere? Anyway, the job of the DNS is not to reach the internet, to assign IP addresses to the local devices. Therefore, you can keep them in any of these sub networks, no, not necessarily be in the IT service department. Hari. Hari, then part C. Part C. After setting up the network, any employee of any department was able to access the, after setting up the network, employee of any department, whoever from any department, able to access the URL nie.lk through the web browser in the computer. And now, for any of these computers, it is ready to access http nie.lk. So nicely they can go it. And now this connectivity goes to the proxy. Proxy will go to the internet, and at the internet there's a server for nie.lk web server. This is a web server. Hari. Web server in a computer in his department. However, one day an employee finds that he cannot access the website from the company in his department. ඔහොම යන අතරේ එක දවසක මේ මෑන්ට access කරන්න බැරි වුණාලු. Cannot access the website from the computer in his department. Write 3 possible reasons for the above problem. මේ වැඩේට එන reasons තුනක් කියන්න කියලා කියනවා. Why he was not able to access the website on that day. At that moment, this network may be disconnected from the internet. Can that happen? කොටිම කරනවා මේගොල්ලෝ ඉන්ටර්නෙට් කනෙක්ෂන් එක කපලා තියෙන පුළුවන් සල්ලි ගෙවන්න නැතුව අපිට වගේ. ඒකත් ගොම්පාට උත්තරයක් ඉතින්, but fine. Then no one can connect with the internet. ඒක එකක්. So then simply we can write technically as the issue in the internet connection to the organization. එහෙම වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අනිත් එක, if the proxy server has an issue, though the connectivity is fine, will that person be allowed to access the internet? Proxy ka through ne, if the proxy server has issue, there's no way of reaching the internet. Sometimes at that moment, can't there be a technical issue of the NI web server even? අපේ කරුමේ NI server එක down වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙමනේ අපිට වෙන්නේ. නේද? අර කලබලයට කොරස් කටට දාගන්න බෑ වගේ අපි දඟල වෙලාවට ඒකේ කවදාවත් නැති කේස් එකක් වෙනවා. මම ඒක තමයි සීන් එක. හරි. ඒ වගේ අපි වැඩක් කරොත් එදාටමනේ වෙන්න දින ඔක්කොම ටික වෙන්නේ. හරි. ඒක හන්ද මම අර කිව්වා වගේ NI server එක down වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් ඔය කියන වෙලාවෙදී. That's also a possible issue. හරි. Right. And you may write that as the answers here. You have to write the possibilities there. Then one possible reason is there can be a technical issue. You have to write professionally, right? නිකන් කියන්න බෑ නිකන් ඉන්ටර්නෙට් බිල ගෙවලා නැහැ වගේ හිම එපා ඉතින්. Technical issue in the proxy server. එහෙම එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අනිත් එක කියව හැකි there can be a technical issue, I don't write it, in the nie.lk web server. තව මොනවද දෙන්න පුළුවන් දේවල්? As I said earlier, there can be a issue in the internet connection. ඕන රවුටර් එක ලැබෙන්න බැයිද? මැෂින් නේ මේවා බඩුනේ. මේ බඩු කියන්නේ මේ equipment, electric equipments නේ. Right? So then there can be a technical issue in the router. So that there's no way of reaching to the internet. Hi. එහෙනම් ඔන්න 2018 question එක. එහෙම කියන්න පුළුවන්. ඕන එකක් දැන් වෙන්න පුළුවන් අපි දන්නේ නැහැනේ මොකක්ද කියලා. what are the possibilities කියලා අහන්නේ. වෙන්න පුළුවන් මීයෝ කාලා කියන්නත් පුළුවන් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. ආයෙ තව වැඩක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකත් ඕක ඕන වෙයි සමහරලාට. දැන් මෙතන අපි ෆයිබර් කේබල් එක ගන්නෙ. ෆයිබර් කේබල් එක වැරදිලා හරි මෙහෙම අංශ කනුවට නමුනොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? කැඩෙනවා නෙවෙයි. සිග්නල් එක කැඩෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඇයි? ෆයිබර් කේබල් එක ඇතුලේ වීදුරුත් තියෙන්නේ නෑ මම එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරලා ලස්සනට හරි මේක 90 degrees නැමුණොත් රිෆ්ලෙක්ෂන් වෙන්නේ නෑ ඒකත් ෆයිබර් කේබල් නවන්න ඕන පරිස්සමෙන් කර්ව් වෙලා තමයි නැමෙන්නේ ඒකත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් සීන් එකක් කේබල් එක කැඩලත් නෑ මොකුත් නෑ නමුත් නැමිලා තියෙනවා මෙහෙම එහෙම වුණොත් යන්නේ නෑ ඩේටා එතකොට ෆයිබර් කේබල් එකක් නමන්න පුළුවන් මේ පොඩි ඇන්ගල් එකකින් කර්ව් එකක් වෙන්න නමන්න පුළුවන් උට දැනෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්න නැමෙන්න ඕන නෑ නෑ කොහොමද ඉන්ටර්නල් ෆුල් එක තමයි තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ normal එකෙත් full internal refraction තමයි යන්නේ. අණුවට දැම්මොත් ඒක වෙන්න බෑ. ඇයි මූ එන සිග්නල් එක වෙන කොහොමත් නෑ යන්නේ. මෙතනින් පයින්නවා. weird. හරි. ඒක නේද එහෙම නමන්න ඕන. ඕනනම් ගෙදර ඉන්ටර්නෙට් කනෙක්ෂන් එක බලන්න. ගෙදර ෆයිබර් කනෙක්ෂන් එකක් තියෙනවා නම් අර කහ පාට වයර් එකක් තියෙනවා බිත්තිය හයි කරලා. චුට්ට නිකන් නමලා බලන්න. කැඩෙන්නේ නෑ. නිකන් මෙහෙම නමලා තියලා සද්ද නැතුව ඉන්න. පැය දෙකක් තුනක් කරනකොට කට්ටිය උඩ බැනකොට දඟලයි. ඊට පස්සේ මැජික් එකක් කරන්න. එහෙනම් මම මන්තරයක් කියන ඔන්න දැන් තව පොඩ්ඩකින් ඉන්ටර්නෙට් හරිනවා කියලා පොඩ්ඩක් මතුරලා ඉවර. දැන් හිමීට හොරෙන් ගිහලා ක්ලික් කළා දාන්න. 2019 MCQs. Question number 3. Use of public key and private key. ඊට කලින් ඊට පස්සේ අවුරුද්ද කලින් අවුරුද්ද අපි දැන් දැක්ක MCQ ටික. Now this is next year. Use of public key and private key encryption and decryption process is called මොකද්ද? Public key private key use කරන්නේ asymmetric key encryption. Directly අහනවා ඔය හැමදාම. Then fourth one, in a particular network, each node is connected directly to the central device. The topology refers to each node can end device එක connect කරන central device එක. What is that? Star topology. එහෙනම් 5 22. Which of the following statements correctly describe the hacker? අපි කරපුවා ගෙඩි පිටින් hacker. They are bored and lonely antisocial teenagers who attack computer systems as a challenge or sometimes for profit. හරිද? දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ කට්ටිය නෙවෙයි. Are bored and lonely antisocial teenagers. අපේ කට්ටිය එහෙම නෙවෙයිනේ. එහෙම වුණත් ඉතුරු ටික කරන්න බෑනේ. Who attack the computer systems as a challenge. Then whoever attack a computer system, aren't they hackers? Maybe for profit or even white hat hackers are there, right? Profit නැතුව attack කරත් උත් hacker කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. Profitable වෙන්න ඕනෙත් නැහැ, damage කරන්න ඕනෙත් නැහැ, ඒත් hacker තමයි. එහෙනම් A is a hacker. They are IT skilled people who attack computer systems of individual and business as a form of competition. The target is not a matter. If they access unauthorizedly, they are called as hackers. Now B is also correct. See, they are organized crime groups that deploy highly automated and sometimes highly target attack against computer systems of individuals and business for certain profits. Yes. Unauthorized නම් කොහොමත් උන් hackers ලා තමයි. එහෙනම් C. මලේ තාම ක්ලාස් එකේ තව විනාඩි 5කින් ඉවර කරලා එනවා. හරි. Right, then that's 22. 25. What is the following? Which of the following are properties of signal? ඒවත් හොඳට දන්නවා. First section එක. Amplitude, clock time කියලා එකක් තියෙනවද? නෑ. එහෙනම් what is the answer? Third one, amplitude, frequency, phase and wavelength. That's a direct answer. ඒව දන්නවා පොඩි දේවල් ටිකක්. 26. Which of the following options contain only guided media? What are guided? Wired. What is it? Coaxial, fiber and twisted pair. 3 is the answer. No need to explain them. They are direct theories. 27. The frequency modulation technique is used to change FM. Which property is changing? Frequency is changing without changing the rest. And 4 is the answer. Then 35. Which of the following statements, consider the following statements, which of them are correct? Hub connects only the network computers, but switch connects multiple devices. Bus නෙමෙයි but. මොකද ඒ කතාව? There's a story behind that, right? That there's a technical point for you to learn. We know hub and switch. Which one is intelligent? Switch. Switch can read the MAC addresses and forward them. Hub can't read anything. Therefore, whatever received are copied and sent to all broadcasting. Now, whenever the device A is sending data to B, won't this data be received by all the others even? Then once they are received by these devices, they should process the data and decide this is not for me, I want to discard it. So then the device, end device, should be able to filter or process whether they are for me or not. In switches, whenever someone sends data, they are being directly delivered to the destination, not for the others. And whatever the data received need not to be processed, they can directly accept it. If so, when we are using hubs, the devices we are going to connect, should they be processable devices? They should be capable of processing the receiving signals to detect whether they are for me or not. You know that these days we can connect cameras, some printers, less powerful devices to our networks. If you connect a very poor camera, CCTV camera, where it has no much more processing power, that is, the processing power of the camera is used to process the images. And whenever the signals are coming, the available poor CPU cannot process whether the signals are for me or not. Then the signals are going to get jammed, the processing of the device will be flood. And now, hubs are used to connect what sort of devices? Computers like highly processing devices, unlike less processing devices. You understand that? But for switches, it is possible to connect less powerful devices. Why? They will filter and deliver the data. That's the idea. And hub connects only the network computers, but switch connects multiple devices. Hariද? Harine, hub eකට compress තමයි accepted. Others are not acceptable. And A is correct. ඔකට පොඩි point එකක් දාලා ලියා ගන්න උතන. We like with the star. The hub is not a processing device. The hub is not a processing device. The hub is not a processing device, which is broadcasting the received data to all the connected devices. Right, full stop and say, the connected devices must be capable of processing the received signals to determine are they for the device or not. Therefore, less processing devices within brackets, right? Cameras, then printers are not suitable to be connected into the hubs. Then A is correct. Now B, switch manages the ports and the VLAN security settings. What is that? What is VLAN? WLAN and VLAN, virtual LANs. හරි. ඔය ඊළඟ දවසේ කරමු. VLAN එකත් පොඩ්ඩක් කරන්න දෙනවා. VLAN is not there in our scope, but better to explain that, right? ඒකත් syllabus එකේ නැහැ හැබැයි මම තියෙනවා. So don't know. ඒක හන්ද ඔය ටික මම ඊළඟ දවසේ කරන්න. So 35 onwards I'll do them on the next day. Otherwise it's taking time.